All right, and with that, we are getting ready to start here. Our first group coming to the rail, the Cat 1-2 men, our elite men group for the scratch race, the first of several for this International Omnium event today. All riders coming to the rail now. On deck, open women, followed by the Cat 3 men. Will go in that same order throughout this race today. Up first, of course, the scratch race to kind of set the mood for the rest of this International Omnium. We'll give some instructions at the rail, and riders will be on their way here shortly. Riders on their way for the neutral lap. The scratch race will be 15 laps around the track, and at the end, the first rider across the line will get the most number of points to carry forth in this Omnium contest. Of course, 15 points for the winner for each of these races leading up to the final points race at the end of the evening. Riders have to compete consistently across 3 events that set them up for this big conclusion points race at the end of the night. Up here, this first opportunity, the points race. I see a little bit of a break here in the neutral. Maybe a little bit too much separation here. Not surprised to see the signal to go around again as a couple of riders inching away. So we'll get them back together again around one more time. The youngsters trying to show the veterans how fast to go on the neutral here. But they're going to get their way up to them eventually. A very successful couple nights of racing for our Jerry Baker Jr. here in the Cat 1-2s. And there's a signal for racing to begin. A warning issued to rider Merrick Gallagher for not wearing his number. One official warning on the record for Gallagher for not having the number. Our riders off and away, 15 laps now counting down in this first race. Again, this is all about setting up the long game. Every one of these races will play out towards getting points for the big points race at the end, but the difference between first and second isn't humongous. You just need to be in the front of these fields consistently. That'll give yourself a nice chance to start strong in the points race. These riders going to be calculated in their efforts here today for sure. Still early in our season. It's a bit of a cold day. It's going to be a slower day at the track most likely. Going to have to play it smart when it's time to really make your move. Working around cooperatively here in the early goings of this one, and the riders going to be looking again for probably getting down about 6-7 of these laps just even to get back up to a good temperature, as it is chilly today. We're feeling the Pacific Northwest spring weather in both directions over the last couple of weeks. Some quick rotations at the front. Not many of our riders wanting to take too long of a pull there. Tyson Danielson in the blue with that black helmet. Waterline Racing pulls up out of the way for the rider in blue from Center Cycles. That's Kenny Williams. Takes a bit of a longer pull and tries to bring this group up to a little bit more speed through the rest of that lap. That rider in the green with the white helmet that was up there for a bit, Chris Wilson, pulling out of the way as they hit the back straight. We got a couple riders in that coalition. New Jersey here in this area. It's a care of the Gene Johnson Cycling riders, seeing a lot of those riders from last season, if you recall that team, now wearing sort of that teal with white colored jersey. Having a nice showing here today in this group. Nick Martinez at the front for a moment to pull up quickly. Again, not a lot of desire to pull too hard at the front of this field. Chris Wilson will come back up again, it looks like. The Found Cycling Guild rider that certainly comfortable both on the road and on the track. Good miles, able to pull out some endurance plays here and there, the longer effort. Gonna try and keep this group moving along here early in the race tonight. And now Coalition trying to line something up here as Galen Eriksson, number 32, was at the front once, a couple laps back, didn't make anything of it, sat back kind of midfield, and now will try to take his own attack at the front. The rest of the field, not too eager to let this one slide. They're gonna at least keep him within striking distance here. Austin Hildreth, the rider there with the pink socks, that red bike, takes a decent pull there down the back straight to keep the group close. Rounding onto the home straight, seeing 9 to go. Eriksson has opened up a bit of a gap here, but already seems to be pulling off a little bit. And there he goes up into turn 1. He will set back on the effort a little bit here. And not entirely giving up the chase just yet, though. Our riders now nearly in single file formation behind now Merrick Gallagher of the Jerry Baker Jr.'s team. Rider in gray, Nolan Adams, takes over the lead momentarily. 8 to go. Pretty small gap here still for Galen. That's Chip Chase for Liquid Velo, number 19, that pulls it up and over. Looks like he's still got his some of his kit from this morning. Might have come out here for some of the time trials earlier today. The field is just keeping Galen right out in front of him. Eriksson's willing to spend the effort to stay just in front of the field right now. But they also know that this is not any kind of distance they can't close down during a sprint. So at the moment, it's just kind of allowing this formation to stick for a few laps. Seeing 7 to go now. Kenny Williams staring down Eriksson as he rolls up the hill towards that rail once again. And this time he will indeed stay up there, allow the field to come underneath, and we're back together. No one off the front anymore. Our field will reconvene on the back straight. As we hit about the halfway point, Gallagher tries to take a jump of his own. He'll make a little bit of an acceleration into turn 3. Good response from the field. It just stretches things out pretty well here. Behind Gallagher, we've got Colors of Waterline Racing, number 31, is Wyatt Paul making his way up after getting some upgrades. Quickly makes his way up here into the Cat 1-2s. He'll mark that attack from Gallagher, and as soon as Gallagher lets off on that one, the rest of the field will actually sit up on his wheel at the blue line, kind of gather up under the Stanley sign. And now the pink squad of Dyna Racing will send one forward here at 5 to go. Scott Grinsel, number 18, on his attack as well, just kind of taking advantage of that slowing as they keep Gallagher kind of in wraps. Matty Hers of the Coalition Speed Race team is trying to cover that distance quickly. It looks like he'll be able to get back up to the leader, Grinsel's position right now. The rest of the field pretty well stretched out, holding on, not allowing this gap to open up much either. They know the race is getting pretty close to being done. This is hard to keep away with only 4 to go. But Hers and Grinsel will try to keep that position for a bit longer as these two at the front dancing with each other quite a bit is going to be Gallagher and Eriksson once again near the front of this field and continuing to contest and vie for position in the front half. They've been up here pretty much this entire race, these two. A couple more riders of the Coalition Racing team. Nolan Adams for Dyna Racing coming underneath in the sprinters lane, but also not wanting to pull. He'll pull up. So at 3 to go, a little bit of space being allowed here for Hers. And Grinsel, who maybe gain a few more meters out of that, but not enough to stay in anywhere safe. They're going to have to keep on this effort if they want any chance of picking up a top 5 in this scratch races. They're still really quite close to this group if they get up to speed in the next lap or so here and want to try to catch this down, or at least wait till the sprints engage. That might be all it takes to close this down quickly. 2 to go now. First rider across the line, of course, deemed the biggest points getter of this first race. 15 points to win each of the races. And it descends from there, so it's good to be in the front of the field. You get more points for that race later tonight. Now we see the effort just as the group is sitting at the blue line coming through turns 1 and 2. Gallagher comes back down the sprinter's lane, as has been kind of the case tonight. He's been a big instigator of the action so far. Galen Eriksson now forced to take over with the bell ringing, and still Grinsel and Hers off the front. 1 to go. Eriksson feels a bit committed here, number 32. Will start to really pump the pedals a bit into turn 1, up and out of the saddle for just a moment to try to get a bit more acceleration. He's got his teammate right with him there. Sam Frigo, number 24, will now make the jump as well. He was saving on this sprint. Gallagher's trying to mark this one. Can he hold on? Sam Frigo, nice jump and acceleration coming into turn 3. It's still going to be very close between these two. Now overtaking the leaders, Matty Hers looking back and seeing the sprint coming. Sam Frigo, Gallagher. Gallagher's got enough. Sam Frigo second across the line. Eriksson third, and I think I've got Hers fourth across the line. So still a top 5. For one of our 2 early attackers there, Hers has got to be pretty okay with getting that many points in that situation. The field catching quickly. He's able to hold on to a top 5, but it will be Gallagher, your early leader in tonight's International Omnium, with Sam Frigo second across the line. Also getting a nice start tonight. We're holding off just for a second as we didn't quite safely get everybody off into the warm-up circle. A little busy there, so stand by as we get everybody off safely, and then we'll bring up our next group. And our group can now come up to the rail. This is the open women field for their scratch race. Getting a look here at our competitors for the first time tonight in this fun event. Our open women field competing in International Omnium, starting with their first event tonight, the scratch race, a 12-lap event just about ready to start for them. And there's the signal for the neutral lap to begin. Thanks for joining us here at the Velodrome. It's our kickoff weekend. We do off-season racing for the first couple of weeks every year just to kind of make sure everybody is working here okay on our side. Everything's going good for the riders. We kind of get things back together again. It also tends to still be in our kind of the end of our spring before we're really into our drier summer months. So chance for cancellation is a bit higher this month. Speaking of which, we weren't able to ride last night, but here we are in the first week of our regular season. That means that winners tonight will go into the season as the leaders in the overall standings. Those standings continue all the way through the summer months until, of course, we get to the end of our season. We get to crown our overall season champions. That's always fun to do. And with the regular season comes our regular promise of all of our main events having the beverage garden open up and our food truck partners rolling in. Our thanks to, once again, our ever wonderful beverage sponsors, Postdoc Brewing and Locust Ciders, for stepping up big again in 2024. And the sound of the whistle from turn 4 signals the racing is underway. Our riders have 12 to go, and at the end, it's just as you saw before. First rider across the line will get the most number of points to carry on into this International Omnium.
Let's go.
The orange helmet of Danny Scoville at the front for a moment will now give way to Annette Williams, who's had a couple of great weeks to start off her season as well. The rider for Center Cycles in blue. Up-and-coming junior competitor 111, Charlotte Westover, will take over next at the front as well. Can be a little bit of this, again, what we saw at the beginning of the last group, a little bit of rotation, just kind of sharing the workload today, getting back up to temperature as it is a chilly Saturday up here in the PNW, and not unusual for us this time of year. But man, a couple weeks back, we got a little hopeful when as warm as it was during our preseason. We know more good stuff, of course, is right around the corner. Speaking of which, we've got a very busy and full schedule. We're the most active velodrome in the country. And we show it with all the special events, all of the track training events that we have here, our educational opportunities. There's a lot going on here. Everything from our regular race night programs, USA Cycling Junior Nats, Fred's Race, the Grand Prix, and of course, all the other education things we offer. If you want to be able to peruse all that information in one place, you know the website. Head to velodrome.org to see it there. And of course, if you're here at the Velodrome tonight and you want to pick up on the live stream or share it with friends and family, give us that thumbs up and that subscription that we're looking for. You can go to velodrome.org/live and scroll on down to find the link to today's live stream that's going on right now. Make sure to hit that thumbs up, share it with friends and family, have a little bit of fun with it today, get to see some views from the bikes as we get out some GoPros, and of course, just help us spread the word about all the great racing happening here in Redmond. Showing 6 to go, 6 to go. If you haven't heard, of course, the food truck is now open. We got styling Indian tacos down here. Our new friends opened up and ready to serve. Sorry if you're out on the live stream, we cannot get it to your door. I apologize. But Off the Res now open and ready and serving. Of course, our good friends at Isquad Ice Cream Truck still here serving the goodies. The beverage garden is open. Postdoc Brewing, Locust Ciders, all the good stuff's here. It's starting to feel like regular season minus, of course, the 3 extra layers we all brought to be able to make it through tonight. Racing continuing on here. Riders taking their turn at the front, kind of rotating through and around. We're going to be seeing 5 to go. Our open women, they know what this is going to come down to. It's going to come down to that sprint and a few more laps. Looks like Karen Stern for the Coalition Racing Team, pushing a little bit off the front for a moment. Coming back into the group, though. Seeing 3 to go as they cross the line. 3 to go. Riders seeing 2 to go. 2 to go. Still all grouped up here. That's Charlotte Westover at the front, right behind her for the Breakfast Racing team. Henrietta Watts in position. Number 103 is Kelly Darlene. Nice attack here off the back straight is going to be our rider for the Breakfast Racing team. 1 to go. Henrietta Watts laying into some big power here. Trying to go early before the sprint's fully engaged. This is a nice strong move, but here comes Torrey Park, number 106. Trying to take the counter attack down the back straight with less than a lap to go. Making it almost look like our early attack is standing still, even with Kelly Darlene trying to match tempo. Torrey coming off very strong here in 2024 and looking better again this week. A nice acceleration for Park. Be able to take this one tonight. 15 points stronger for the Omnium. Oh, good sprint for the second across the line. Annette Williams with that late acceleration in the last 200 meters is able to come up and catch just in time. For second across, it'll still be Kelly Darlene in third. Those will be your 3 highest points awarded. Here comes your last group for the scratch race. Cat 3 men to the rail. On deck, tempo for the Cat 1-2s. We will be doing call-ups in order for our riders after each of these, so I will be announcing the current points totals at the beginning of each race, so both our riders and our fans know where everybody's standings are. So far, just 2 of our groups have finished their first race. Here comes your third group, the Cat 3 men for their scratch race. Also a 12-lap contest about ready to begin. Another neutral lap, another scratch race. Let's see which of our Cat 3 competitors tonight can jump up to the early lead. 15 competitors here today on the rail for this first race. Despite the colder weather, it's still a great turnout here for the Cat 3 men. And could be fun to watch this group as it's been nice and competitive all season. Last year was a great group to watch. They came in starting off the preseason this year looking really good as well. And actually already being impacted by some upgrades though. So we've seen a couple athletes here and there coming in and out of this field. And a strong competitor already making their way up and into the Cat 1-2s means this group looks a little different than it did a week ago. Interesting to see who wants to rise to the top here this week and try to start off strong for the 2024 campaign. Tonight's points do carry forward. It's kind of the beginning of that season-long effort to try to end up at the top of your group. And riders sticking pretty well together. Should be getting the signal here shortly. And the whistle sounded. Racing is underway. 12 to go. So as requested, I will now be only doing the call-ups for the elimination race only. All other call-ups, I guess, we're going to forego for the sake of speed and efficiency. There should be some way to I believe this is going to be viewable on the live page, though, I believe, if you click on the folder. So if you want to check standings, you should be able to go velodrome.org/live to confirm your finishing order for each race. Our viewers can also do the same if they would like to. Again, velodrome.org/live. If you want to check how things are going at the moment after each race is concluded. Seeing 10 to go. That's Jordan Green at the front, number 306. In the colorful jersey, moves up to his right. Couple quick laps here, and getting a little bit quicker now under the efforts of number 308, Josh Sherfy of the Coalition Cycling Team, taking a bit of a longer pole and a bit of an effort here to try to stretch this thing out, and riders responding in kind, not allowing any sort of gap to open up here early on in the scratch race. A small snap mid-front of the group there. As it appears the front four are hustling pretty good here. Sherfy's going to try and get back on the wheel and fill that gap and see if he can stay on with the aggression on the front of this group at 8 to go. Quinn Kennedy, number 315, on the front there, and also trying to keep the tempo really quick. And they'll be joined by Jors, the rider in the blue with the white helmet, and Keegan Fairbanks, the rider in black for the Jerry Baker Jr.'s team.
I've been trying hard to keep my cool, but when you're near, there's nothing that I can do. When you're walking in, I know it's true.
And lots of positive vibes here for our Off the Res food truck. Some really delicious flavors coming off here. You can get some great burgers and fries, but you got to try the tacos. Yeah, they are quite stellar. Our new friends here coming up for the first time to the Velodrome. Glad to have them here. They're still serving delicious food throughout the rest of the evening. Of course, Postdoc Brewing and Locust Cider open and pouring tonight as well. Show your support to our sponsors, Postdoc Brewing, right outside of the park. If you ever need another reason to come down to Merrimore Park, that gives you just one more. Opening up a new room, actually, in Kirkland coming up here pretty soon. Of course, Locust Cider is going pretty big recently, and you can actually get them all over the place now. But Locust Cider is starting right here in the Woodinville area, actually. Looks like Sherfy coming out with what looks to be a flat tire, being given some instruction from our crew about how to get back into the race, but not many laps remain in the scratch race to be able to be in contest with it. So trying to do a quick change on the infield. Everybody else pretty much still all together after some of that early action. Pierce Snoblant for Airtech Racing at the front, pulls up to the Stanley sign and allows the group to go underneath him. That's Serge Malikian in the gray with the white helmet, kind of cruising along at the red line just outside of the sprinters lane. The rest of the field kind of watching his position right now at 4 to go. Mike Ritter in the sprinters lane watching as the field was coming up and around his right-hand side. He'll pull up and out of the way, and everybody's kind of bunching up now as we hit turn 2. No one wanting to do too much work. There's a lot of watching everybody else kind of posture and waiting to see who's going to make the next acceleration happen. Hyun Lee takes the lead effort now with Mike Jors right on his wheel. There's Peter Snoblant again, the rider in the white and black kit, third wheel position currently. At 3 to go, Malikian launching along the crack there above the blue line. Comes across the finish line at 3 to go with a big turn of speed. It's going to be about a 1,200-meter effort if he wants to stay in this kind of position for the rest of the race. Yeah, this is really a strong, calculated move where he's just trying to toy with the field a little bit here and see what they do. But right now, not a lot of response, and still a decent gap opened up here for Malikian. Might be able to make good on this threat. 2 to go. Looking pretty smooth right now in his effort. Quinn Kennedy, number 315, does not want this to go, though, and is going to see if they can close this gap down quickly. Fairbanks also responding now, seeing Quinn Kennedy on the effort. Time to go jump up, says the junior, and get up there quickly as this race is about to be all done. Here comes Quinn Kennedy, a nicely calculated catch about to happen, hitting the home straight. We're going to be sitting at 1 to go as Quinn Kennedy takes over the lead. 1 to go. Smooth move there for the rider in white. Fairbanks showing some great race skill and strength here as well, just trying to roll away for this field and having to spin for his life on the junior gearing. And man, they can look pretty good here on the back straight. Still holding off the counterpunch from anybody in the field. Snoblin's now trying to overtake. It will be Quinn Kennedy, the rider in white, taking this first race. Fairbanks looks to be in second across the line, and Snoblin for third. Jors fourth, and I believe it was Liquid Velo riding Tyrell Lacey, number 317, would be fifth across the line. That should be your top 5 points winners for this first race. Waiting for a few more finishers here, and we'll have all the riders come up to the rail. I will not be doing our call-ups. We'll talk a little bit about the point standings during the race. A couple more competitors coming in here. And we can bring up the 1-2s to the rail for the tempo. Great to see some of you coming into our live chat and kind of posting some fun in there. If you're here in person or you're out there on the live stream, you can always ask a question or give a shout out to a rider. We're usually checking it and love to have some interaction with you. It's good to see we've got folks tuning in from all over the place saying hi to our riders. Getting a look at our riders here lined up for their second race in the series. This will be the tempo. And off we go. You'll go back to our scratch race. So remember that our top 3 across the line. Merrick Gallagher for the Jay Baker Juniors team is wearing bib number 7 with 15 points. In second place was Sam Frigo for the Coalition Cycling team. Number 24 will start with 14 points in this race. And Galen Erickson, number 32, also for Coalition Cycling, came across the line third with 13. So that's your 3 top points so far. Here in the tempo, though, the race is a bit different. We're going to be catching points during the race to decide our finishing order. No, they don't carry the points they earn in the tempo. They carry forward the points that they earn based on their finishing place. So the rider with the most number of points will be the winner of this one and will gain 15 as they continue on in the International Omnium onto the next race. There's your current points leader up along the rail, kind of near the front again, but not pulling the same trick he did last time. He's cooled off on the jets just a little bit here before the whistle sounded. We stay together, off we go. 15 laps. And we're already going to be starting to track the points, so here we go. Every lap counts. Just a reminder, a helpful point out for Hyun Lee for bib numbers. You got it. All right. Thank you, Hyun. Couple laps here before we get the points in the international format for the tempo. They will get a bell from the infield. Couple more laps around the track, and then we will really start the true contest. So right now it's almost like a kind of a pre-amble, the warm-up, the setup, and then we'll hear the bell. That'll let the riders know and all of us that we're going. Riders at the front will get points every single time they go around the track. Right now, no points awarded yet. All right, with the bell being rung, next time around, the next rider across the line first will get a point. And that'll continue all the way to the end of the race. Bit of a contest here at the front for this early point between Chris Wilson and Andy Baker. Baker just above the red line. Looks like he'll be able to take this one. No problem for number 8, it looks like, as he's got about a bike length ahead of the rest of the field. Will he stay on this effort? He's looking like he wants to pull up a little bit. He'll sit in the sprinter's lane, allow the field to catch and run over him. That's Tyson Danielson for the Waterline Racing team in the blue with the black helmet, now accelerating. He's got someone right on his wheel. Might have another challenge here for this point. The tempo looking to be pretty aggressive here. Riders know they got to go and get points where they can. Danielson for 1. 14 gets the call, and it's 32 was right on his wheel. That's going to be Erickson. No points for him there, but he's going to try and stay on the front and see what he can do with it, as he's got good position already. Might as well. Keegan going to call out in that last race for way to spin Keegan. That was a Herculean effort, man, getting up to speed in those sprints, watching those juniors sometimes. 32 coming across the line for the point. We have a three-way tie between Erickson, who just picked up the point there, Baker, who picked up the point on the very first lap, and here comes Gallagher, your current race leader. Gallagher picks up his point. Four riders now with 1 point apiece. That means Gallagher, Baker, Danielson, and Erickson unofficially in a tie for first place, all with 1 point apiece. We're going to see these two not really working together yet. It's still a little bit not quite cooperative, as Erickson will actually take the jump over him in turn 4. He knows he needs a point here, so you'll see a little bit of action between these two as Erickson and Gallagher will fight this out. We'll check on the field and see where they're at as Erickson goes into the lead with 2. The field sitting pretty far back here. They've got about 200 meters almost, maybe 150 at 8 to go before they catch the leaders. But they are starting to fight against each other. Maybe they're just calculating that they might be able to bring it back, but I'm not sure Gallagher's going to let them do this at this point, because actually the lead position now has changed to just Gallagher on his own. He's trying to drop Erickson from the lead position. So here he comes to get his 1 point. 7 jumps into a tie with Erickson for the lead, both with 2. The field's sitting all over the track right now. This is making both Andy Baker and Tyson Danielson look pretty smart for going and getting that early single point. Going to be worth a lot here today, because, man, there aren't going to be many points available as long as Gallagher keeps riding the field like this. They are completely out of the contest. It's 3 riders kind of pushing off the front. Not going to be anywhere near the points for the next couple laps, though. Gallagher at 6 to go. Erickson starting to gain back on him, though, here. A little bit of effort from number 32, and he should be able to close back on this. So a lot of grit there from our lead riders. This is Andy Baker on the front of the field as they stay on their cadence right now, just enough to keep things from getting too dire. Wyatt Paul for the Waterline Racing Team takes back over the front and is now in charge for the field. They're not charging too fast, though. Again, allowing this lead situation to kind of turn. A really interesting head-to-head situation here as Gallagher will try to nip him for another. I think he will. I believe the points total there now gives him a total of 4, if I'm not mistaken, for Gallagher. Erickson catches back up, but Gallagher just wanting to kind of fight for every point he can get. The field decently organized. If you look back and see that, you can see now there's a pretty good spin here on the front of the group as both Erickson and Gallagher continue to watch each other. They're treating this a little bit more like a match sprint, or at least Gallagher's kind of forcing the issue on Erickson right now. So the field's got a chance to start closing down the gap. Gallagher will take another as they continue to stay off the front. He's got 5 now, I believe, at 4 to go. Confirming the points for Gallagher there, indeed is 5. That's Chris Wilson coming out of the group. So the field sits high, and Chris Wilson will launch his attack as they begin to relax off of the pursuit. He's going to try and do his own catch here. If he can get up here, he has a couple of laps to try to move up in the top 3 position. He would need to best Erickson's 2. Now Erickson's starting to show the endurance that he also is bringing here today. He'll pick up a point there. That moves him up to 3. Wilson not able to get anything just yet. And here's the rest of the field. Not really in hot pursuit yet. There's been like kind of half-baked efforts to catch, and then they've continued to just dissipate, allowing these leaders basically free reign to the points. Erickson's doing a good job here later in the race, continuing to pull away from Gallagher. They're both going to be in good position here. If Gallagher can catch back on, he might be able to challenge for first place overall, but both these riders are going to end up really good here today in this one. Wilson making this big move. If he doesn't get any points out of this, it's kind of a match burnt, and he can't get it back later today, and it's not going to get him much more than just assuring he's ahead of all the riders without points at this rate. Riders like Andy Baker and Tyson Danielson, who are just sitting in the field and resting right now, are going to end up in a better position than Wilson because they get the single point earlier on in the race tonight. And again, looking pretty smart for doing so. Galen Erickson getting up to his 5th means he's got a tie with the leader, Gallagher, but now I think Gallagher is going to pull up and realize that this race is kind of over. Erickson showing his long-term endurance here nicely tonight. He'll sit up and get on the wheel of Chris Wilson, who again is basically putting himself in a position to beat all the tie breaks here. Should put him in 5th overall, so still not a bad move, as there's a whole lot of riders in this field without points, and he'll finish ahead of all of them. Here is the winner for the tempo, Galen Erickson for Coalition Cycling, coming back strong. Wipes the brow from all the effort there. Gallagher making a good race here tonight. He'll be 2nd overall. Wilson 5th, and the sprint out of the field should be 6th overall, number 24, I believe. Sam Frigo hadn't got any points. Baker, Danielson end up in 3rd and 4th for having a point each. And those riders are on the back straight, making sure that that's safe. Again, it's kind of busy over there in the exit area. Racing to continue here shortly. We've got more tempo racing coming up. On standby right now, about ready to come up, our open women field, followed by the Cat 3 men. And here they come, the open women competitors. To the rail, please. For the tempo. A repeat of our last format here again. A couple laps with no points at the front, then we'll have a point a lap starting after we hear the bell. That means one rider at the front gets the point every time around until the end of the race. Once again, the rider with the most number of points will win this particular race, which will gain them 15 points. Add their scorecard and carry it on in the International Omnium. It's going to be a rare Friday next week where I may not be able to be there, but racing is still going on, 7 p.m. every single Friday night through the summer months, as long as the rain holds off, gosh darn it. We'll be here having a great time, the food trucks, the beverage garden, and of course the great racing action. 7 p.m. every single Friday night here at the Velodrome. You can count on it. You can catch us live on our YouTube channel, JB Velodrome, or of course come out to the Velodrome, enjoy it in person. That's always the best. We'll be here again next week, 7 o'clock on Friday. Sound of the whistle, 12 to go. No points at the front yet. You'll get a bell first, and then the point of lap begins. Couple of almost neutral-like laps as we get set for the real contest. And next time around, with the bell ringing, we now have a first rider across the line getting a point. Next time around, the point of lap now begins. Danny Scoville on the front currently. Charlotte Westover right behind her. Coming into this race, it was Tori Park, your winner of the scratch. And here she goes again to pick up her first point, trying to stay kind of in a streak here, carrying momentum from that win in the scratch. Tori, your early leader. So 15 points to her name in the overall International Omnium points, with Annette Williams was second in the scratch. That's rider number 101, pardon me. The rider in blue for Center Cycles. She's riding at the blue line right behind Tori right now. She knows to follow her around as she showed some very impressive speed in that first scratch. I think she's not going to try to let her get away anything too crazy here in this one. 106 pulling 2 in a row here. Looking pretty strong. Being afforded the view sometimes out there in the middle of the race action from rider number 103, Kelly Darlene, providing our GoPro view today for the Open Women. She's sitting about 4 or 5 back now in the main field, the rider in blue. But who's going to be picking up the points? That's right, it's Tori again. Just dominant here today on this event so far. 3 points to her name, and everybody else just trying to get something here. It's Karen Stern, the Coalition Cycling team, has brought, looks like Annette Williams right with her, as there's 2 riders trying to hold on to Tori's consistent power here. And a bit of a gap back to Darlene, who pulls up out of the way for her little group of 3 as they rotate around trying to hold on to this acceleration. Tori continuing on a campaign for lots of points here. I got her down for 4. And that's enough for her to swing up to the rail and maybe consider joining in on the ranks of the rest of this race. Karen Stern, the rider for Coalition, will be the first to catch underneath and brings this back together. We now have essentially the field of 6 with a chasing group of 3 off the back. Nobody off the front anymore, as Tori will try to rest up for a lap or 2. Already in a really strong position in this tempo race. Going to be tough to beat 4 points in one rider's back pocket with only 5 to go. This gives Scoville a chance to show her finishing speed as she takes on Westover and will come out the better one in this race for a single point. That'll move her into second place now. It's Westover, Williams, and then Scoville at the front. The chasing group right behind. Here comes Tori coming around Kelly Darlene, trying to catch back up to the leaders. Westover not really engaging in a sprint. This is allowing Tori to kind of just catch up from that second group and continue to leapfrog all the way to the front. Williams not liking it. Up and out of the saddle, will try to make a big effort here for a point. Whoa! 106 on the outside is granted the point. Williams trying to stop it from occurring. Tori with just enough power to carry across the finish line first in that one. That'll give her 5 points in the race so far. Still obviously your leader. In second is Scoville, the only other rider with any points. She's got 1. Everybody else looking for their first. Here comes Tori again. It'll be a great racer to watch her as she continues to get stronger. We saw her come on last year quite a bit. Had some really great race nights here at the Velodrome in 2023. Was relatively new to us and then has just been improving every single week. And apparently the offseason has been good to Tori as well. Has continued to train and come on very strong to start this season. Showing some confidence tonight and just says, you know what, let's start the regular season off right. Let's take this International Omnium every single lap if I can. Just about so far, and this tempo has shown that. Took the scratch and is really in a very strong position. Very hard to beat with 6 points. There's not enough laps for anybody to take her position from her. She might as well just hang on to the tempo now of the race and be ready for the next one. This gives another rider a chance to go out, though. That's going to be 111. Is Charlotte Westover. Big move there. No challenge at all for the junior from the Jerry Baker Juniors team. the field will just let her roll. This is going to give Charlotte a chance to move up into second place. All she has to do is come get this second point, and all of a sudden she'll be top 3, no problem. The field kind of letting this one roll away still, as those 5 currently sitting on the wheel of Karen Stern for the Coalition Cycling Team, leaving about a 50-meter gap or so for our young rider to just kind of continue on. Nice move here for Charlotte. Bell's ringing will give her a second point and possibly guaranteeing her second place finish here tonight in the tempo. 1 to go for the field coming across the line now. It's still Stern on the front, and there's Darlene in the blue. Kenny Williams, you're right there. Hi, Kenny. How you doing? I haven't. How many years has it been? I haven't done that. I don't think I have. That's a first. There's always got to be a first. Kenny Williams in there. I was like, I ain't racing right now. It's a family affair though for the Williams. They're racing out here. Charlotte Westover picking up another point, number 111. We'll give her a total of 3 to end the race, and that is good for second. There's Annette Williams looking strong in that final sprint. Will break the tie against everybody else without points, herself included. So good for her to sprint in that situation. And we have a couple more finishers still coming through. Great racing here for the Open Women as we continue on the International Omnium. We've got one more of the tempo races ready to come on out. And getting the signal, join us on the track. Cat 3 men to the rail for the International Tempo. Cat 3 men to the rail, International Tempo Racing. Our last of this particular format before we jump into the elimination races. On deck, Cat 1 2 men for the elimination. All right, last chance here tonight to see the tempo. Again, it'll be a couple laps without much action as we get ready for that first bell. Then riders are going to go 1 point a lap until the end. 12 laps in total.
Start it up.
It was Quinn Kennedy, bib number 315. They're wearing the all-white jersey. I believe they're right in the middle of the field, near mid-back right now. Is currently your leader after a nice, strong finish in the scratch race. I recall that one being a pretty long sprint, made it look very easy, kind of holding off the rest of the group for a whole near 2 laps. Keegan Fairbanks, the junior, number 333, sitting in second overall right now with 14 points, pardon me. And Peter Snoblen of Airtech Racing, number 303 in the white and black, is in third with 13 coming into the race. So there's some of our stronger racers. If you're just watching that scratch race, this is a very different format, and I think it's going to give some different riders a good opportunity to compete here, though. A couple laps before we start calculating the points. 12 to go. You'll hear a bell at 10. Want to keep up to date with all the fun things going here at the Velodrome? Don't forget, we're on the socials. You can find us at JB Velodrome on Instagram. You can search us on Facebook if that's still your speed. Just look for the Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome on Facebook, and you'll find us in no time. Give us a thumbs up there to get updates, fun updates such as photos or any sorts of cancellations that might be coming our way. All of those kinds of great things if you want to check us out again on our socials at JB Velodrome on Instagram or on Facebook. You can find us by searching for the Velodrome there. Lots of fun updates in the offseason, including our record-setting, wow, I'm having a tough one today. Record-setting off-season fundraiser where we raise another, sounds like $70,000 from our community to help support racing here. That is an incredible haul from one night. Lots of effort from donations in our community. So big thanks to everybody for helping support our racing programs once again and setting another record in 2024 for the event. 10 to go. Next time around, first rider across the line with a point. No surprise to see JC Pyle try to get an early one here. See if he can get on the front of this field before they can catch him in the hunt. Really trying to work in the off season and getting ready for this year to be really kind of in that sprinter mindset. So he's got some big top speed. So he'll put it into display right now. That'll give him the early lead. Coalition Cycling, I believe that's Josh Sherfy, if I'm not mistaken, catching up to JC. Number 308 comes across the line for a point. As you can see from the view there on the live stream of how he's just starting to pull away from JC, who's now going to have to sit up. There's a bit too much endurance for the sprinter kid. He'll let the field catch underneath him as Sherfy just rolls away. Here comes Quinn Kennedy, your winner from the scratch race, also trying to make the bridging effort. The rest of the field starting to get kind of scrambling here. It's starting to get pretty dangerous as Sherfy and Quinn both able to ride for quite a while if they get together. Give the lead to Sherfy, number 308, with 2 points now. That's Serge Malikian, number 399. Also trying to get up to the front before it gets too far away from him. Quinn Kennedy takes over the front as they made the effort to bridge up pretty quick onto Sherfy's wheel, who's now struggling to hold on to the acceleration. Quinn, also relatively new to us here, really improved in 2023. It seemed week after week we saw a stronger rider. Didn't get to see much of them in the preseason, but here they are, and looking really ready for 2024 as Quinn Kennedy is just coming on very, very well here in our first week of regular season racing for the Cat 3s. That's going to be a single point for Quinn, but look for them to pick up some more here soon. The field's starting to make this interesting, though. They've organized into a catch group of 5. A little bit of a snap between the catching group and the rest of the riders, but Sherfy still able to get some more points out of it. Can Kennedy get any more out of this effort? He'd have to just kind of drill it from the front here. He's going to. Look at the power of this rider. Just, it looked like for a second maybe they'd have to kind of sit in the field, and nope, not done yet. Just turns back up the power a bit more and just starts rolling away from this field again. Excellent power and just ability to just drive the bike. And it makes it hard to catch a rider when they're able to do that kind of move from the front of the field. 4 to go. Quinn will get another. Sherfy, your leader, with 3. Kennedy in second with 2. JC Pyatt in third with 1. Everybody else looking for a point. You can see the field. That was impressive. They're like, now what do we do? I thought we had them, and then off goes Quinn again. So the field not really looking like they're too energetic right now to go on any sort of catch at the moment. Kennedy to pick up another here. That brings him up to 3, now in a tie for the lead. Number 315 seeing 3 to go. 3 to go. Mike Westover coming up at the front of the rider with that green and blue jersey. Starting to organize the efforts behind his wheel. It looks like everybody's going to follow his lead. If he's willing to pull, then off we go. Not too much, though. Actually, already starting to pull up in the blue line even before Westover pulls off the tempo. Giving Kennedy plenty of time to pick up their 4th point. I got them in 4 in the lead with 2 to go. Still Sherfy with 3. That's now second on his own. Pyle does get caught by the field here, though, so I believe our rider with a single point that will no longer be helping him stay in 3rd place overall. The field sitting behind Snoblin now as he rides the blue line, looking over his left shoulder. The bell is ringing as Kennedy comes across the line for 5 points now total, and just 1 more to go. It'll be their race to win at this rate. Mike Jors making a jump out of the field, number 307. Winning out of the field still is good for 4th place here because there's only 3 riders with points. So this is still a good move here for Jors. This is to guarantee being in the top 5. Still worth quite a bit here tonight. We already know Quinn Kennedy is going to win this race, but they may not be able to come across the line first, as I believe it might be Keegan Fairbanks hitting the front straight here, trying to overtake. Whoa, Fairbanks We'll pick up one in the final sprint, stealing it from Kennedy. What's the end result, though, is it's just going to be a single point. I think good, though, for third overall for Fairbanks after that big effort. And our riders will make their exit on the back straight. A fun one for the Cat 3s. A couple more athletes still coming in before we get set for the elimination. Cat 1, 2 men, please stand by after the track is clear. I will start the call-ups in order of our current race standings in the International Omnium. Thank you. All right. We begin in order by the points currently accrued in the International Omnium. Currently lead with 29 points to Jerry Baker Jr.'s is Merrick Gallagher. In second place with 28 points for the Coalition Cycling Team, Galen Erickson. In third place with 24 for Coalition Cycling is Sam Frigo. In fourth, Andy Baker, 23. Tyson Danielson, 23. Matty Hers, 19. Chris Wilson, 19. Jamie Park, 18. Wyatt Paul, 15. Scott Grinsell, Austin Hildreth, 13. Kenny Williams, Dave Chipchase, Carl Hofer, 12. Mike Darlene, 8. Nick Martinez, 7. Nolan Adams, 6. Matt Haldeman, to the line, please. Everybody onto the rail. Thank you. One rider down, but he's all right. He's back up. Be aware, field. We got one that came down. He's coming back in. He's coming back in. All right, here we go. The fast neutral, the elimination. A tough one to go down on to start the race. Riders got to start to fight already over their position. It's why it's so important that they really care about that call-up order and make sure that they get a good spot to start the race. This one's just by default. It's going to have to go around again, it looks like. Yep, already getting the signal. Slow down at the front a little bit. We got a rider that fell down. We're going to have to bring everybody back together again. They are on their way. Slow it down a little bit at the front. We're going to bring this thing back together. All right. Elimination racing is about not being at the back, so riders will get pulled every time they come around. The last rider gets brought out of the race. We'll take it all the way down to the end. So essentially when there's 3 riders, they're going to get a bell because they'll leave as they're coming across the line. The third rider would get removed. There's 2 left. They're on their last lap. It's essentially a head-to-head race at that point. Who's going to be the last rider standing? One more time around. We still got a bit of a gap off the back. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. You got 2 still trying to catch it. Slow it down. All right, and that means we're going to have to restart the race. Riders, the double shot for the gun. We are stopping the race. We will be restarting it. Back up to the rail. We are restarting the race. I think we need to go around again to do it safely. All right, we'll give it another go. Moment for us to pause here, and another great opportunity for us to think ahead to all the great things coming on this summer. If you haven't heard yet about USA Cycling partnering with us here at the Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome, we are hosting the 2024 edition of Junior Track Nationals. We're looking forward to hosting them here right in the prime month of August, right at the end of July and into August, of course, the week. We're going to have juniors flying in from all across the country to compete right here at our velodrome for national honors through the USA Cycling partnership. We're so excited to be bringing that to you here. You can check out more about the race program on their website, usacycling.org, or you can head to velodrome.org, find the tab right there at the front for Junior Nats, and check out more there. Race registration is now open through USA Cycling's website. Looking forward to that excellent event. Again, you can find out more on our website, velodrome.org. Find the Junior Nats tab right there at the top of the page. All right, we'll try that again. Off we go into the neutral for the elimination. Fans new to the sport or maybe haven't come out and watched one of these before. Why have all the other neutrals been so slow and this one seems so fast? It's all about how you position in this early lap that can set up so much about how this race works and feels. When you're in a larger group like this, if you're in the back half, you're going to be in the back half for quite a while, most likely. And if you don't want to be there, it takes a really big effort to reposition yourself, especially once the group gets up to speed. And it is very much kind of etiquette of the race to be a pretty quick neutral. The riders kind of get into this formation. You'll see that there's the lead rider, and then it kind of just fans out into this triangle shape right away. And it stays like this again pretty much for the first half of the race or more. Difficult to move up. You'll see sometimes riders will take very big attacks and come all the way up in front of the crew and take over the front. But again, that's a big effort just to do that. It's much more tactical if you can find a place in that front half, kind of sit in there for a little while. Guarantee you don't have to be working too hard for the early laps, because now it's really a fight for your life at the back of this group, especially as you watch up towards the rail. We're going to start seeing some movement here. Mike Darlene of the Center Cycles crew is going to be coming in, trying to eliminate someone underneath him. Three zero 30. 3-0 30. It's Jamie Park getting caught there, number 3-0. We'll see who's going to come out this time. Got a teammate in pink trying to roll around on the outside. Look down towards the middle of the field this time, though. 29 is Darlene. 29. Also, if you're new to the sport and not haven't maybe seen either a missing out or elimination type of race, very common. Those riders down in the sprinters lane in the back half are going to be the ones you need to watch. They are often going to be the ones taken out. It's a tough place to be, as it's the best place for the momentum from the field. You've got really great coverage from the group in front of you, but you also have nowhere to go. So depending on the movement from the field above, that tends to be where things come. Not this time, though. It's going to be number 22, Martinez. The top of the field just didn't quite move forward enough, and he's left out on the back end of that one. Down just a couple of riders here. Again, this is all about staying in as long as you can. Your finishing order determined by how long you can stay in. And the big points in International Omnium, you're trying to get into that top 5. So several more laps here to go. Here comes Grinsel again, trying to rotate around the outside. Look down the sprinters lane area. Number 28 is Austin Hildreth. 28. Grinsel does it again. The rider in pink is on the wheel. It looks like, I believe that's Chip Chase for the Liquid Velo Racing team. They're kind of forming that tail end of the formation. And as they hit turn 4, you'll see them kind of flatten out and accelerate. So what they're doing is slowing down to rest and accelerating to sprint, trying to take people out as they hit turn 4. Here comes again that acceleration as they wrap up next to the beverage garden. Ooh, might be right in the middle, maybe not this time. Number 6, Nolan Adams. Takes the wave, he knows it's coming. Thought Grinsel would have to work a little harder to catch there, but Adams kind of sneaking off the back a little bit there. Group sitting wide into the third corner, and Grinsel starting to dangle a little bit here. Maybe he won't have enough kick to do it again. Let's see. One rider for the coach and cycling team kind of right next to him. Maybe down the sprinters lane. Oh, 34, Haldy. We're all the way down at the bottom of the track, and Grinsel's kind of done in that position, so you can see a change up now as we see Wyatt Paul, the rider in blue with the white helmet, kind of at the back for a moment. He's also going to try to sneak up, though. Now we're going to start seeing some rotations happen. Here comes, looks like, one of our coalition riders. Galen Erickson might be wanting to change things up at the front. He'll make the jump to kind of take over at the front of the race. And at the same time, we've got one of our riders from Dyna Racing saying, I think I am cooked. 18. Grinsel will come out this time. There's Wyatt Paul again at the back of the field, right behind Chip Chase and Gallagher. Kind of create a little bit of a lineup on the right-hand side. We're whirling our way down. It's about to be 10 riders left after this elimination. Bunched up pretty tight here. Lots of room to maneuver. I think Wyatt Paul's going to just swing out and be safe. We'll look down low. 21, Carl Hofer. Down to 10. Chris Wilson maybe thinking it might have been him. Number 6 backing off. He picks back up quickly, though. And he's back right on top of the field. So a nice recovery from the rider from Pyatt Cycling Guild. Uh-oh. Someone at Coalition Cycling realizing it may be a bit too late. Good acceleration. Should be safe. Number 4, Hers. Sam Frigo playing it close there. He realizes it. He's looking around frantically, gets up and out of the saddle, and is able to do enough effort to come all the way around the group out in front. And now he's very much in charge from the front of the field. Just kind of let this group catch back up to him. Gallagher jumping around the corner as well to take over the front. Here's Wyatt Paul, our new upgrade for the Waterline Racing team, accelerating on the outside. Look down low now. Andy Baker's in trouble. Number 8 is caught. Eight riders left. Kind of interesting formation here. Wyatt Paul is kind of left on their own there near the back of this field. Does he have another acceleration? Kind of looking down the legs saying maybe not today. That'll be it. Looks like for number 31, who is out this time. Will end up in 8th overall. Not bad for the first night in a new group. Coming out of the Cat 3s. Chris Wilson of the Green Pyatt Cycling Guild, thinking he was out a couple laps back, jumps back up quickly, and now he finds himself working his way up one lap at a time. He's kind of at the back end of this field. Kenny Williams, also for Center Cycles, kind of near the back there in a tough spot as he doesn't have anywhere to go to the right. He's kind of stuck in that position right now. Tyson Danielson taking away the maneuverability. Where will it end? 12 is Kenny Williams. Number 12. Yeah, I kind of saw that there as Danielson's position coming into the home straight just didn't really give him a lot of maneuverability to get out of the low spot of the track, and just kind of sweeped out around him to the right-hand side. There's more room to maneuver now, though, with many fewer riders. We're just down to 6 now. Lots of room to maneuver and sweep around. Stretched out pretty far onto the home straight. 14, Tyson Danielson. Danielson will end the race in 6th place. That was Chris Wilson having to make another pretty big sprint there to hold on for another lap. It'll be good enough to make sure he's in 5th or better now. Chip Chase for the Liquid Velo Racing team at the back of this group right now, also showing a good elimination race today. Some good endurance and some good savvy to be in the right place at the right time throughout this race so far. Now they're just in single file. Does Wilson have enough to come around? He will not. Number 9. Good acceleration here from our crew, but it's going to be just enough for Chip Chase to say, yep, no thanks. That'll be the last one for Chip Chase here. He'll end up in 4th overall today in the elimination. These names should be pretty familiar to us as they were the ones at the top of the field coming into this. It's Sam Frigo, Galen Erickson, and Merrick Gallagher again here in a top 3 race. And one, saying, no, make it top 2. That's going to be Frigo backing off as he'll allow Erickson and Gallagher another chance to look like this is a match sprint at the end of an elimination. They got plenty of time to line this one up without Frigo to kind of be in the contest now. They can slow this down and ride it at the rail and get set for a big head-to-head sprint here. 1 to go. First rider across the line here. This is going to be our winner in the elimination. It's down to the last rider, and here they are. Number 7, Gallagher, your current leader by just a single point over the rider from the Coalition Cycling team. Number 32, Galen Erickson, makes the big jump in turn 2. Ooh, this is a big dig, trying to beat the junior. The junior's got a good secondary attack here. He's holding on pretty well coming through turn 3. He's closing the gap. Erickson's still holding on in the front, trying to get a little bit more climb out of it on the home straight. Erickson, Gallagher. Gallagher's got enough. Great sprint out of turn 2 for Erickson in a wonderful counter just enough acceleration for Gallagher to get on the wheel, hitting turn 4. He's able to come around the right side, and he gets another one tonight. Whew. Our next group coming to the rail. Oh, they're not going to wait for my call. Okay, here we go. They got this. Right on up. Maybe they already know. They're all over it. The open women for their elimination. Now to the rail. On deck, the Cat 3 men. Coming into the race, your leader was Torrey Park, number 106 with 30 points. Williams and Westover tied for second, both with 26. After that was Scoville with 24, Darlene with 24, Karen Stern with 20, Safranek with 18, Watts with 18, and Mendoza with 16. The field currently in the neutral. We'll get them started out of turn 4 and begin to work on this elimination race. Same rules, this will be a shorter race, obviously, with less competitors in the field, so it'll be over a bit quicker. After this, Cat 3 men for their elimination. Racing underway. Last rider across the line. Next time eliminated. Mendoza coming up to the front. Bib 203 for the juniors team, trying to start the lap off quick. Be nowhere near the back. There's Tori, your current leader, coming up alongside her now down the back straight. Some interesting action there at the front, but now we turn our attention really more to the back half of this field and see where we're going to end up. Breakfast Racing Team right down the middle in a tough position. 205. 205. Henrietta Watts caught there. Luna Mendoza, 203. Mendoza. Laurel Safranek, the rider, now kind of in that back position, number 204. She'll be riding alongside Karen Stern here in just a moment as we come into turn 3 and 4. And Safranek will start to accelerate. Stern kind of in the long position now. Trying to figure out where to go. Might be going down in the sprinter's lane here, hoping for the best. And that might be it. 208, Karen Stern. Down to 6. There's Safranek again at the back. Right in front of her is Charlotte Westover, who's worked her way up in the points today so far in the International Omnium. The junior currently in a tie for second with 26 points after doing very well in the tempo. .103, Darlene. And here's our top 5. So at this point, just getting better. Every lap you can stick in, but still good points here to be around at this stage. There's Safranek again at the back, able to hang on one more lap, but this may be it. Starting to dangle once again. Westover accelerating nicely to join the rest of the riders here. Shouldn't have a problem, as it'll be Safranek. 2:04 getting the call. 2:04. Westover getting on the wheel of Scoville. And that puts her right behind Williams, and then your leader in the lineup, Tori Park. So far showing that she's the rider to beat here in this field. The rider in green. Scoville and Westover kind of at the back end of this thing too. The juniors battling out for position to go one more lap. Scoville just putting on a bit of strength here that might be able to keep her in, no problem. We'll call 111. 111, Westover. And it looks like Scoville has abandoned the chase herself. She would be the eliminated rider this lap eventually when she gets to the line, which basically gives Tori and Williams sort of the similar thing we saw last time with Frigo giving up the chase a little early, setting up sort of a match sprint situation here. You got third, you know, well, don't spend any more effort. You got another race coming up. It's a long night. Bell's ringing for our 2 leaders. Tori and Williams going head to head on this final lap. And we'll get the official call momentarily for Scoville to be eliminated, but third place either way. And the sprint from Tori looking really good here. Again, just showing that she's going to be the rider to beat this season, setting a really high bar here to start off 2024 as Tori Park looking in good shape here to compete all season long. We'll get the victory here in the elimination. Williams coming in for a second place finish, but staying in really good spot here heading into the final race tonight in the points. All right, waiting for the call up. Here we go. Stand by for call up for the Cat 3 men for the elimination. Your current leader with 30 points is Quinn Kennedy. In second with 27 points for the Jerry Baker Juniors team, Keegan Fairbanks. And currently in third with 24 points, Mike Jors. Peter Snowblin, 22. Tyrell Lacey, 22. Jordan Green, 20. Josh Sherfy, 19. Mike Westover, 18. Serge Malikian, 16. Mike Ritter, Dave Branson, 15. JC Pyle, Hyun Lee, 12. Stanley Douglas, 10. Ed Ewing. All riders to the rail, please. Off we go for another neutral here, the last of the eliminations tonight. Good chance to go pick up your order from the food truck here in the park. We've got our friends serving some really delicious food and a new partner here for us here at the Velodrome. You get some authentic Native American flavors infused in some great American food. We got burgers and fries and these delicious tacos that are really flavorful and great. Still serving here this evening. Isco Ice Cream Trike is rolled up once again to serve your cold goods on a cold evening. But you know what? They still taste great, I promise. And, of course, the Beverage Garden's still open and serving tonight. Postdoc Brewing. Locust Ciders. We're still open throughout the rest of the racing action. Don't miss your chance to enjoy. And the sound of the whistle means racing's underway. Next time around, next rider, last rider across the line gets eliminated. Let's see how this goes for the Cat 3 men. Sherfy coming all the way to the front to lead this in the early laps. We look at the back for Stan Douglas in a tough spot. We're trying to find his way in the middle there, but not enough. Stanley Douglas, 360. Stan Douglas trying to work his way in the middle there. Almost had it. With Sherfy at the lead, we look at the back to see JC Piles kind of playing the role at the back end now. Will be the one trying to accelerate. Following around another one of our little bit more sprint-styled riders over the years, Hyun Lee, kind of playing that role where they feel most comfortable in this field of acceleration and de-acceleration. .323, Branson, 323. It's in the sprinter's lane. It's tough down there. The rider in green works his way to the back. That's Westover. Looks like he's going to try to find some room as well to kind of sprint around the outside as Pyle kind of in the high position right now, having to swing around the group. Dyna Racing down low might be in trouble here. Looking around as Ritter doesn't have a whole lot of room. 313 gets the call, 313. Sense the panic there as with the home straight. Nowhere to go. Still Pyle, Westover, and Lee kind of forming that back crew. Sherfy and Snoblin now riding side by side, creating the leading edge of this field. Hyun Lee out of the saddle, trying to hold on for another lap. 306, Jordan Green. Lee finds the speed he needs. It's going to be 306. Green. Just enough from the sprinters on the outside to grab another from down low. Green found a little window too. He'd really fit into it. Just wasn't quite enough to make up for the acceleration for the rest of the group. And now it looks like maybe Hyun Lee's thinking he needs to pull off the pedals a little bit himself here. Now he'll sit back off the back of the group, and that'll be it for our Dyna Racer. And there's the call for 304. 9 riders left, so he still makes it into top 10, the rider in pink. We got ourselves 9 left in the field. There's Pyle again at the back. He's been there for most of the race. Fairbanks right in front of him for the juniors team. He's kind of been in a sneaky position, kind of up high. He's able to move if he needs to, but he hasn't had to make any big jumps yet. Fairbanks also pretty high on the overall International Omnium. Our current leader, Quinn Kennedy, still in this mix as well. He's going to be just fine here, I think, as Westover is the one to call. 301 Westover eliminated this time. As I was mentioning, Quinn Kennedy, they are safe and good here, kind of nestled into the middle of this field. The rider in white with the white helmet. Oh, big effort from Pyle. I think he's got it. 307 is Jors. Mike Jors eliminated. Quinn Kennedy's been sitting in on the speed several laps and just decides not to even risk it. No gamble at all. Just get off in front for the rest of the riders. Let's look now to the back. Is this going to be Pyle again in the back position? Can he do it again? Good acceleration, should be able to. Look to the middle. 303, Peter Snoblin, 303. Pyle's been able to do it a couple times, but now the speed's getting a little bit quicker as Sherfy feels like he might want to go and catch Kennedy a little bit here. That's making it a bit tougher on Pyle, who wants to recover on the back straight, not keep on the effort. So he'll pull off a bit here, and that's going to peel one more rider from this field, it looks like. So the riders in the group should be safe. As it'll be Pyle that's off the back. And the call officially for 345, JC Pyle. Down the back straight, we see Serge Malikian reposition himself around the right side. The rider in gray with the white helmet. Fairbanks, the junior there, tucked into his wheel. Sherfy's still on the lead of this field. He's basically been leading the field the entire time, minus the time that Quinn's been off the front here. Ooh, nowhere to go for Tyrell Lacey. It looks like number 317. Lacey gets the call, 317. And finally, Kennedy caught here. So our lead out rider coming back into the rest of the riders in this elimination. Now it's Fairbanks that's going to be in a really tough spot as Kennedy coming up around the right side. Will take over. Good move here from Fairbanks. He'll get on the wheel now, trying to leave Serge out of the lead position. Coming around through the turn. Malikian looking like he might be losing a little bit of steam here. Already looking down saying, yep, all right, you got me. 399. So the kid makes it. Nice jump there to hold on. 399 in the mix here with two very strong competitors today. Josh Sherfy coming on very well here today as well. Has looked like a great competitor, leading this whole field around. But look at the jump from Fairbanks now. Not even wanting to get any kind of a scrum with this guy. He'll just leave him in the dust. Who's eliminated here? Kennedy trying to hold on. Sherfy, Kennedy head to head. Whoa! 08 gets the call. 308 is out. Kennedy barely holding on. Sherfy eliminated. Now Fairbanks already put in the big effort to make sure that he didn't get caught. He says, I'll take second. He's looking down the lake saying, that was the play. I did it. That's all I wanted. I just didn't want to get eliminated there. Quinn Kennedy, after attacking off the front, that's what I'm saying. This rider, they are going places. They're getting some big points here tonight. Coming on very good here at the beginning of 2024. An impressive start to their season. Even more points to add to the totals. Undefeated so far. And Fairbanks with a great ride. Let's bring the Cat 1-2 men to the rail, please, for your points race. I'll update on your points as we go under the neutral and get started here. Points race underway. The final race tonight for the International Omnium about ready to get underway. All Cat 1-2 men to the rail. It's Merrick Gallagher in the lead with 44 points. In second place, Galen Erickson with 42. Sam Frigo starts the race with 37. Tyson Danielson, 33. Andy Baker, 31. Chris Wilson, 30. Matty Hers, 26. Dave Chipchase, 24. Wyatt Paul, 24. Williams, 21. Park, 20. Grinsel and Hofer, 19. Austin Hildreth, 17. Adams, Darlene, Martinez, 11. Haldeman, -8. This is a points race where riders will be getting points on certain laps. This format posted as a 9x5 means they're going to sprint 9 times, separated by 5 laps each, for a total of 45 laps. Each time they sprint, they'll be going for 5, 3, 2, and 1. The first 4 riders across the line in that order: 5, 3, 2, and 1. Those points totals are added to the points that they've already earned in the rest of the International Omnium. So some riders are starting this race already with great advantage over others. Final lap will be double points, 10, 6, 4, and 2. The rider with the most number of points at the end is the winner of the entire contest of the International Omnium. And racing is underway. Your first point sprint, you'll hear a bell at 41, points awarded at 40 to go. Andy Baker, number 8, on his way to start this race off. Again, your race leader coming into this with the most number of points, the junior, Merrick Gallagher, I'd put him about 7 or 8 wheels back right now. The rider in black with that red helmet has 44 points. It's the two riders from Coalition Cycling that are trying to beat him now. Galen Erickson and Sam Frigo trying to figure out how to beat the speedster for the Jerry Baker Juniors. Chris Wilson at the lead. He's got Sam Frigo on his wheel, speaking of the rider from Coalition Cycling. With 9 opportunities to sprint, you got to play this one smart. This is going to be quite the endurance event for a cold evening like this, and they've already raced 3 times tonight, so you're going to have to be very wise with your efforts. Go where it makes the most sense. You do not need to win or even place in all of these point sprints. You just have to be able to take advantage of where your opportunities open up. You got to be thoughtful about where those will come and then take real advantage. At this length, I would not be surprised if there's some opening middle of the race where someone's able to get away for a while and maybe get a break of a couple riders. Maybe some of these leaders might get an opportunity to get away. Speaking of one of our leaders, here goes Galen Erickson now. I imagine he's going to try to drop the hammer several times throughout this race. See if he can apply some pain to the rest of these competitors today. Make it harder and harder to hold on to these accelerations. At 42 to go, this is going to be the first of what I imagine will be many. Number 32 in the middle of his effort with Austin Hildreth, the rider in blue, helping bring it a bit closer. Here comes your rider with the most number of points. There's Gallagher, your current race leader, now in the front of the field. Kenny Williams right behind him, and there's Sam Frigo watching the moves. Hitting on the home straight, our first bell and our opportunity for our first points as Erickson's at the front. At 41 to go. Erickson able to hold on to position all the way around. Will be the first winner in a sprint. 5 for Erickson. 3 for Hers. 2 for Baker and 1 for Gallagher. Erickson takes over the lead, I believe, after that sprint. As his point totals will go up to 47, will be your new leader. With Gallagher picking up 1, he'll move up to 45 points. Still very close here at the top of this race. Very back and forth between these two. But as the rest of the field wants to take a rest, now is another rider's chance to put on an attack. It's going to be Gallagher on his own effort. Looks like he might have a friend in Chip Chase behind him, though. At 39 to go, Erickson does not want to let this happen. He's got plenty of endurance. We saw this in that tempo race between Gallagher and Erickson. Gallagher able to best him in several of those early sprints. But the longer they're out there, the more that Erickson started to whittle away and was able to pull back on the lead that Gallagher had gained. So endurance is definitely going to be a key to victory here tonight. The overall stamina of these riders is going to play bigger at this kind of distance. And you got to watch for Galen Erickson in this kind of a race to climb that hill and continue to battle all the way through it. 38 to go. Erickson in the lead, yes, with 47 points confirmed now. Gallagher in second with 45. Frigo in third with 37. Danielson and Baker in a tie for fourth with 33 apiece after the first sprint. That's going to be Williams and Grinsell that now decide to make their own duo move off the front. They are not near the top 5 right now for the International Omnium standing, so they're going to be allowed a little bit of running room here. This oftentimes happens in this event, where some of the riders a little bit further down the points totals, they're going to get a little bit more license to play here in this race. They're going to be allowed to make moves happen. The field not going to be as too concerned with this, at least not yet. But this has been also the story. Many riders have ridden this to success in the International Omnium, as it's kind of a sneaky way to work your way back in. The bell given to those two as they came across. Points next time around. Nick Martinez, number 22, out of the field, trying to push things along, encourage riders to go up there, but he'll be alone on this effort. There comes one. Looks like that's Jamie Park, I believe, number 30, up and out of the saddle, trying to jump up quickly. No one else is going to join on this, so everybody watching. Gallagher at the moment. And Erickson coming on the home straight. Here comes Kenny Williams for 5. Scott Grinsel for 3. They're halfway around the track against the field right now, making some big gains here. Park will get 2, Martinez 1 after that sprint. The field sitting above the blue line right now as we hit 35 to go. They know they're not getting any points, and all of the main contenders, the riders that start at the top of the International Omnium, are all in this group. But they are about to be, I'd say, in fact, they're more than 200 meters back, more than a half lap back from the leaders as we see Kenny Williams cross the finish line as the field is just getting across the midway point there on the back straight. That pursuit line kind of serving as a nice midway point on both sides of the track. So this is a pretty interesting formation we find ourselves in now. The main race leader is still back in the field at 34 to go. Your top 5 remain unchanged after that last sprint as none of them were involved. Williams and Grinsel still well out in front here at 33 to go. There's still basically a half lap up, but the field has begun to get organized a bit as now Andy Baker also takes his turn at the front, really pulling things through here. This is going to be the story of this race now, is can this group catch soon enough for this to make an opportunity for these riders to continue to compete for points, or are they going to continue to watch it, this breakaway, pick up all the points and just kind of slowly chip away at the lead? Williams and Grinsel in great position to score again as it's 32 to go right now. They will be in great place when the bell's ringing, and still that field's got a way to go. Jamie Park, number 30, in the solo bridging effort, nearly there. Such a difficult thing to close the rest of that gap down. If he can make it, that's quite the payoff. We now notice some of the bigger names here of Ericsson and Gallagher out of the field. Some of our leaders starting to get a bit more active. Wyatt Paul coming along with them. So this is going to really start to kind of move things forward now. The rest of the field joining in on that. 31 to go. They're getting the bell as Williams and Grinsel cross the line. Again, in great scoring position. We expect to see them pick up some points next time. Park nearly there. Could make that group so much stronger if he could have a third. Bell's ringing in the field. Here comes Chris Wilson, number 9, out of the group. 31 is Wyatt Paul on the wheel. Long ways to go to get back up to the front, but they're still fighting for points. And there's Jamie Park on the catch over here in turn 3, so we will have an opportunity maybe for him to get second across the line. Williams will hold on to the front position, and they'll just line up. They're a team now. They're in it for the long haul at 30 to go. Williams for 5. That's going to be Grinsel for 3. Jamie Park for 2. Out of the field is worth 1 point still. It looks like Wyatt Paul, number 31, should be the one to get it. This group of 4 up in the top of turn 1 has some of our big race leaders in it. They're going to sit back up again, though. They're allowing the front of this race to continue to roll away. Oh, there's the move again. Here goes Ericsson back up to speed. Just a moment of rest. Gallagher was waiting for it, though, maybe expecting it even. He'll get up to speed quickly. This is going to, again, start to slowly chip away at this big lead that has been set up from these breakaway riders of Williams and Grinsel, now joined by Park. Ericsson, number 32, continuing on his effort along with Gallagher. It looks to be Carl Hofer, the rider in green for the Found Cycling Guild. Gallagher, not sure he's got it. He doesn't want to keep chasing Ericsson right now, so he's going to sit up and let this go away for a second. Now he gets on the wheel of Hofer, trying to hold on. If he can get drawn back up into this, that's going to be a big benefit for him. Still a gap here, but Ericsson showing, again, great combination of endurance and speed he's trying to close the gap from way back there and get back up to these leaders with 28 to go. He should be able to close it here pretty quick. He's nearly there now. Hofer now holding onto the wheel of Gallagher instead of the other way around, as Gallagher's kind of forced to do the rest of the work here. He needs to get up into it if he wants to continue to compete against Ericsson, because if he's not there, he's missing out on points. So he knows this is an important move. He cannot let number 32 get away from him. Hofer not under the same kind of pressure necessarily, although he also obviously is out here looking for points himself. At 27 to go, it's an entire lap of number 7 on the front. He's going to be pretty gassed getting up here. He now gets some help from the rider in green. Both of them trying to get into the points here. The field pretty broken apart here. That's going to be Chip Chase, number 19. Number 8 is Andy Baker. They're back here in turn 1, working their way back up, but that gap still significant to the leaders. Ericsson catching means that we've got new power up here in the front. He's going to drive it here from the front and try to make this as hard as he can on the pursuant riders. Number 32 getting the bell at 26 to go. We have a chasing group of 3, the lead group of 3, and then the rest of the peloton back here under turn 1. It's going to be this sprint from Ericsson now that looks like it'll be setting up for 5 points. Williams trying to grab his wheel. We'll get 3 more out of this one. Grinsel still picking up great points here. We'll find 2. Ericsson's going to hold on to the lead, though, with that one for sure. Out of this group, who's going to find a point? Park wants one. Oh! Too close for me to call. I'm giving it on the inside barely. Nice sprint there for the single point, but it will not include Gallagher once again, so Ericsson continuing to gain. Jamie Park is officially called for the single point, by the way. Park gets the single point in the previous sprint at 24 to go. Gallagher just in such a tough spot here. This is a big grit move here to try to hold on and get up there. Carl Hofer right with them. The two of them, very good athletes here tonight, trying to show that they've got the endurance to hold on. Ericsson sitting up a bit here at the blue line. This should allow for this to come together again. Ericsson, your race leader after another good sprint. He's got 52 points. Gallagher in second with 45. Frigo in third with 37. The same top 3. But Ericsson's added to his totals, and he's made this race very tough for the Jerry Baker Jr. now, who came in as the leader. Has an uphill battle at this point. Now we've got our group of 5. As they'll kind of get together, let's check on our field and see what they're doing. At this moment, it's a bit static. Continue to check on our lead group, though, instead. Our group of 5, as we've got Grinsel on the front, Gallagher in second wheel position. There's Ericsson, Kenny Williams, Carl Hofer all lined up for us at 22 to go. Ericsson up and out of the saddle is going to try to make another attack here. Again, this is what I'm talking about, dropping the hammer over and over again. He knows that it can work. He's got a lot of these in him, and he's going to continue to just apply this kind of pressure. He's not even really worried about the other 3 in the group. He's just trying to make it hard for this rider in black and blue. At 21 to go. And they'll just kind of play off of each other here. You can see them. A lot of eye contact between those two as they're reading each other's body language. As the bell's ringing, the field pretty much in single file formation, not in full chase mode right now. So really the points are going to be down track, and there's not a lot of catching effort going on now. So we will pay attention. Once again, our leaders. Ericsson's found himself on the wheel of Gallagher. Gets the benefit of maybe being able to sit in the slipstream. He will. That'll be just what he was looking for. Another 5 for Ericsson. Gallagher for 3. Hofer 2. Williams 1. The Coalition cycling rider starting to show the kind of endurance that he has. He's been competitive all night long, as has Gallagher, but here again, he's just got more laps in him, and he's putting on attack after attack, and he still looks fresh. He can just roll away solo. We've seen this from Ericsson early in the season for a couple of years in a row here. He comes out and just has so much in terms of his long efforts. He can break away on his own. He's got great ability to catch and sprint. Here he goes, just rolling away again from an already strong group. 19 to go. We'll check the points totals and see where everybody's at after that last sprint, but your race leader will not have changed. In the lead, still Ericsson now with 57 points. Gallagher in second with 48. In third is Sam Frigo, still with 37. Williams has moved all the way up into fourth for being in this break. He's got 35 points now. Danielson and Baker tied with 33 apiece for fifth. Chris Wilson with 30. Down in seventh place. 18 to go. Your lead group of 5. And here comes number 8. I missed his break attack here. He tried to jump out from the field and make his own bridging effort. Andy Baker's been a bit quiet tonight in these kinds of moves. This is a big one. If he can get up there, he's also within striking distance of top 5 tonight. So if he can be up in this group, he knows that he's got a good shot at it. And with the two leaders kind of fighting each other, it means this front group isn't as fast as they could be. Giving this is a good opening here for number 8. Might be able to get up here quickly. 17 to go, and he's just about there. Make it 6 at the front. Just like that, we've got another rider joining in. Wyatt Paul, number 31, in pretty hustle mode right here. He's trying to bring this group some sort of renewed life and energy. But man, it doesn't look like it's going to be enough to catch our leaders still for quite some time. Yet another bell at 16 to go. 16 to go. A lot of patience here in the group this time. They are tired. They've been out here for a while. Lots of battle in this group. 8 just got up there, Andy Baker did, so he's not got a lot left for this sprint. He's not going to be one to start it. Gallagher will, though, from the front. He's just trying to make it a bit of a shorter track so he can get advantage of the jump. It plays it well. He'll get the 5 this time. Ericsson 3. Hofer digging in for 2. And there's Grinsel, the rider from Dyna Racing, picking up 1. If he didn't have such a low starting position on the order when we started this race, Grinsel might be closer to getting to the top 5. He's been his break for so long. Unfortunately, he just started the race in kind of a deficit position compared to the other race leaders. Again, gave him the opportunity to make this happen. Kenny Williams, similarly, a little bit down the list, makes the jump, but he's actually gotten enough points out of these sprints. He's getting close himself to contesting in that top 5 position. After that last one, he sits in 4th overall. So Williams really being the benefactor of a really good move early in this race and has just continued to slowly whittle away at the lead. Ericsson did not get 5 that time, so it is a little closer between our leaders. Gallagher picks up 5, moving him up to 53. Ericsson with 60, so 7 points separating our leaders now. The next closest is still 37 to Sam Frigo, who's been in that 3rd position for basically the entire race. He started with 37. Williams will be the one to overtake him if he can find some more points here in an upcoming sprint. Maybe Andy Baker as well, as we got a couple riders at 35, 33 points or so. Both Baker and Williams, again, are in position to score as they're in this group of 6. They just have to get a few more points out of these upcoming sprints to take over at 3rd. $12 to go. Bell again next time around. That's Scott Grinsel on the front again. Carl Hofer right behind him, the rider in green. And we're watching this rider, number 8, who's about to take over the front. He's in 2nd position, and the rider right behind him, Kenny Williams. If they can find points in the next couple of sprints, they're going to suddenly find themselves in ahead of Sam Frigo, who started the International Omnium 3rd for doing so well throughout this evening, but he's not in the scoring group here. He's been out of the points for the majority of the race, giving this opportunity for these riders to end the race in a really good spot here at 11 to go. We get another bell, and you can see everybody kind of spreading out again, looking a lot like that last sprint where people are a bit gassed. We've been putting a lot of effort in this lead group. No long sprints for this group now. Down the back straight, almost looking like the jump from Ericsson. There's a little bit of hesitation. Gallagher just kind of waiting for the speed now. It's forced from the front. He'll take out of the saddle, another big move. Here's Ericsson against Gallagher again, getting the turn. Ericsson trying to hit the wheel at top speed. Gallagher, Ericsson, ooh, on the inside. Gallagher 5, 3 for Ericsson, 2 for Williams, 1 for Baker. There's Williams and Baker in the points, continue to work on that. So we're going to see them move up in no time at all with Gallagher and Ericsson go battling this thing out. Gallagher needs to win these sprints. It doesn't seem like anybody else is able to beat the 2 of them. So if Gallagher's not winning, he's losing in this one. And that's, I mean, there's just no other way around it. Ericsson's unbeatable otherwise. So he knows he's committed to beating him in these sprints. It's everything he has to do to get across that line. If he wants to win this race, he's got to beat him in every one of these sprints upcoming, as the points difference is just too big otherwise. 63 now to Ericsson, your race leader. Gallagher in 2nd with 58. That's 5 points separating them. So if he wins both this upcoming sprint and the final, that's going to make up for 6 points. That'll do it. So again, he's committed to win these next 2 sprints if Gallagher wants to come out on top. Ericsson singing the exact same thing. He says, if I beat him in one of these sprints, the kid can't beat me. I just got to get one of them and then end in the front of this field basically every time. As long as I'm in the points, Ericsson's thinking he's got it pretty much in the bag. As they're watching each other, we see it starting to split apart a little bit here as Grinsel pulling away a little bit with Hofer. Baker says, sure, I'll go join back up with that again. Let's not break this apart just yet. The party was just getting started. Baker getting right back up there quickly. And here comes Ericsson, your curtain race leader. The rider in white with teal for Coalition. It's 7 to go. 2 more chances to sprint. 2 more chances. Got a good one here, folks, for the International Omnium. It's fun to watch this one play out as we have a contest at the top that's been interesting. We've got Kenny Williams now in a tie for third with Sam Frigo. If Williams gets a single point more, he'll take over at third. And from coming from, again, not being in that top 5, 6, 7, 8 positions in the International Omnium all the way into third just from a good race within the points race. That's an impressive move there for Williams tonight. Racing well here in the long one. 6 to go. We got another bell. Ericsson absolutely marking Gallagher. He knows exactly what he has to do to win this race. They're going to play it like a match sprint, even in the middle of this field. You see them kind of falling out in the back part of it. Interestingly, though, if Gallagher doesn't get first across the line, he needs first. He can't just beat Ericsson. He really does need to get the 5. And he's showing, once again, his top speed. These 2 riders are in a little bit different class right now. They're just able to accelerate. He should be able to find this one. Ericsson's trying to hold on. Gallagher will get this one. 5 to go. Ericsson will get 3. Baker gets 2. 1 point for Hofer. Baker getting 2 points puts him 1 point out of third place himself. So Baker now should move up into what I believe will be 5th place, just behind the riders tied for third. Williams and Grinsel kind of losing on the tempo a little bit here. Looks like Williams is going to put in a good dig here to try to get back up to it, though, if he can. At 4 to go, we've only got 1 sprint left, and it's the big double one. 3 points separating Ericsson and Gallagher now. 3 points at the top of the race, 66 to 63. In third place is still Sam Frigo, but he's tied with Kenny Williams still, both for third. Danielson with 33. Pardon me. Andy Baker with 36, the next rider. An intense one here for the finish. This is going to be fun at the top to see how this one plays out. Lining everything up here. Baker wants to get points in this final sprint. It'll get him third place. Williams thinking the same thing. He needs to contest for that third place spot. At the top, it's Gallagher and Ericsson who've been fighting the battle this entire time. Gallagher is committed to get across the line first. If he can get across the line first, he knows he wins. That's what he has to do. If he doesn't, he's hoping Ericsson somehow blows up that position in the field and just doesn't end up anywhere near the top. The only way he can make up this, guaranteed make up the points difference, is if he comes across the line for the 10 points. 2 to go. There's Baker on the front again, trying to calculate how to get a few more points in this sprint himself. Everybody's got a reason to go for this one here. Hofer and Grinsel have been just gritting their teeth and have managed to get so much out of this. They're also going to be looking for whatever they can find. Everybody going up high. As soon as Ericsson abandons, so does everyone else. Ooh, there's a window. Does he take it? There's no room for Ericsson to jump. There's no room for any kind of recovery here. They're all high. He goes low. A huge window from the junior. A good move. He's going to blow this thing up. That's a fantastic textbook jump out of turn 3. You saw there was a bit of a lane that opened up, and he saw it. He said, I got to go now. I can't wait. And that's going to be all there is to it. He's going to put this one in the books with that jump there out of turn 3. There is no catch that's going to happen. Guaranteed 10 points coming. Ericsson already thinks knows it. It's going to be our junior taking this one. The bell ringing for the rest of the field. How about it, folks? A great finish here for the Cat 1-2 men. That was a battle fought all the way through. Ericsson and Gallagher, beautiful contest. Yeah, that was a good jump by the kid at the end. Ooh, Baker and Williams also matter there for that last sprint. I think they're going to get a point between them. It's going to be 2 points whoever gets it. Williams getting 2, I believe, means he's going to end up in third. The rider in blue from Center Cycles, if I'm not mistaken. Boy, what a race, though. All the way around. Great racing action here at the Velodrome, and we've got some more good ones coming. We're going to bring up our next group in just a moment. Looks like the track's open for the open women to the rail now. Open women riders to the rail. I'll announce points as you come on up. Coming into this race, so your leader with 45 points, Torrey Park, number 106. For Center Cycles, number 101 in second place with 40 points is Annette Williams. And for the J. Baker Jr. is bib 111 with 38 points. In third place is Charlotte Westover. Danny Scoville with 37. Kelly Darlene 34. Laurel Safranek and Karen Stern 29. Henrietta Watts 26. Luna Mendoza 25. Five by 5 points race, 5 sprints every 5 laps. Same rules apply as what you just watched a moment ago. Your current race leader at the back of the group, that's number 106 in the green, Torrey Park, will be your current leader coming in this one after having gone undefeated in the 3 lead-up events. Let's see if he can continue this momentum right into the points race tonight and continue on what has been a great streak and a good day here today for her. All riders in the neutral going to start out of turn 4 if they're all together. Hopefully you've been out there enjoying the coverage. If you're out on the live stream right now, don't forget to hit that thumbs up and the subscribe button. If you've enjoyed the opportunity to go back and rewatch the racing action, you're here on the next day, leave us a comment about your favorite moment in the race. We appreciate to have your comment here. We love seeing you tune in and check out the great racing action here at the Velodrome. Our riders are about ready to get started out of turn 4. We'll get this 25-lap contest underway. Right now, racing has begun. 25 to go, 5 by 5. The final event of the International Omnium for the Open Women. And the early start of this one, we're working our way down to that first sprint. This thing 24 to go, and we're in the pace line to get this thing started. No surprise with a long race and a long night already that these athletes have competed. Charlotte Westover, one of the juniors in this field, pulls out of the way. That's Henrietta Watts, I believe, for the breakfast racing team that took over the front for her. And then behind, that's going to be Kelly Darlene in the all blue. Karen Stern, number 208, take over the front next. Coming in our first point sprint here for the Open Women. Next time around, they'll get the bell. 5, 3, 2, and 1. Still just like our last race. The final lap is still doubled up 10, 6, 4, and 2. Torrey Park already with a 5-point advantage before the first sprint even starts. Points next time. Henrietta Watts down in the sprinter's lane, watches as Torrey coming up above the crack there, above the blue line. That's like our unofficial fourth line around the track, if you didn't know. Basically the midline around on the home straight here. Down the back, here goes Henrietta Watts on the attack. Opening things up out of turn 2. Karen Stern for a coalition trying to hold on to her wheel. Looks like she'll get up there quickly. Here comes the riders out of the main field as well. Watts on the front. Here comes Torrey Park at the blue line. Ooh, Torrey looking for 5. No problem there. Scoville for 3. Williams 2. And I think it was Henrietta Watts down there in the sprinter's lane for 1. And seeing 19 to go, there's Scoville on the front of the group. We'll see how our points came in after one sprint. Let's see where the riders are all lined up here. Park picking up 5 more, holds on to the lead, no problem. Annette Williams in second with 42, and Scoville now in third with 40 points. Two chasing riders, the rest of the riders still in this group together. $18 to go. Annette Williams picking up some very important points in that sprint. Comes up within 3 points now of the leader with 47 total. That's right. Park still in the lead with 50. Annette Williams in second with 47. Scoville also getting some good points there. 43 now to her name in third. Charlotte Westover finding 2 points in the previous sprint. That brings her up to 40, currently in 4th place. Darlene also getting in on the action. That gets her one more, 35 points for 5th. $13 to go. That's two-way Karen Stern and Tori Park working together. That's a nice little move here between the two of them. Might be able to separate themselves for this next sprint. Our riders seeing 12 to go now. Bell next time around. Stern on the lead of the lap. Tori right on her wheel. Next closest rider is Charlotte Westover, number 111. Pulls out of the way for Scoville now. As that group of 4 continues to get a bit closer, they've whittled down one more rider. They've lost one in this effort to kind of keep the leaders in check. Points next time around, 11 to go. Points next time. Karen Stern out here showing a good, strong effort today, right alongside of Troy Park as they continue to keep away the chasing group. On deck, our last race of the night will be the points race, the conclusion of the International Omnium for the Cat 3 men. If you missed it just a moment ago, we had a great finish in the Cat 1-2 men. An exciting finish there for the International Omnium. And of course, this is our kickoff weekend of regular season racing. And by weekend, I mean we had to cancel Friday night because of the weather, and we got one night of racing in. That was right here, right now, our Saturday night session. But with this, the regular season is underway, and this sprint's underway here between Tori and Karen. Coming to the line, Stern for 5, Park for 3, Williams for 2 this time, and there's Westover for 1 more as well. And with the beginning of the regular season means season points are working their way out. We've already going to be putting on some leaders jerseys. I see one on the back of one of our riders already after being the champ tonight in the Cat 1-2s. And we get to follow that throughout the year. So look out for our special Vi13 custom apparel leaders jerseys on our riders this season. Group seeing 10, leaders seeing 9. Check where the points are after the previous sprint. Park gets 3. That brings her up to 53. Still in the lead by now, 4 points over Williams, who has 49 in second. Scoville, 43 in third. Westover, 41 points in fourth. Darlene, 35 points, still in fifth. Couple riders getting caught by the field, so they go down the lap. And this is a points race. They'll be scored minus 20 on the results. That's how we do that when you lose the lap to the field, rather than scoring laps separately. Our riders see 8 to go. Seven to go. Current race leader is bib 106, right in the middle of that group. She's been so dominant this evening, is showing that, again, that setting a certain bar for this field. If they're going to want to compete, you're going to have to figure out how to beat 106 at some point in this year. Starting off the first night of regular season racing, basically going undefeated to this point. Started the International Omnium with 45. Hasn't picked up every sprint win, let's put it that way. That's the kind of night that she's having, is that we can say that's one strike against her. What a good evening here for Park, as she's clearly showing she's got stuff for 2024 and is going to be a rider to watch all season if she can keep bringing this skill set and speed to the track. It'll be fun to watch her compete. And the rest of this field trying to figure out how they can best her here. No more so the number 101, Annette Williams. She's right on her wheel and watching her as we get engaged on yet another chance for points after the bell's ringing for points here. This is our second to last chance. So here comes Park now. Williams was right there to watch the acceleration. She's matching her pretty well as they hit turn 4. Park from the front, looking for 5 more, and mission complete. Williams for 3. Scoville, 2 points. Darlene, 1. Field seeing 4 to go. They set up high after that last sprint, needing a bit of rest before the big important final sprint. Speaking of which, let's see where we are after that last one. Park 58, Williams 52, Scoville 45, Westover 41, Darlene 36. That remains your top 5 in the same order. But Park adding to her points totals there a little bit more over the rest of the field, winning that sprint. If this is your first time either coming onto the stream and checking out our race action, or if you're here just at the park checking things out for the first time, we are a very active velodrome community. We race very frequently here. Our big main event that we do every week is Friday night racing, 7 o'clock start time, beverage garden, food trucks, and of course the main event, our riders, our competitors, the big show. You can check us out every single Friday, 7 o'clock start time as long as the rain's holding off. So if you're interested in coming back to the park here and checking us out, or maybe you can't make it out to the park, you can go online. Our channel is on YouTube. Just search for the Jerry Baker Velodrome there, JB Velodrome, the channel name, and you can watch all of our main events, including Friday Night Racing and any other special events that we have throughout the season, including Fred's Race, the GP, and of course, Junior Nationals. Speaking of that live stream, we've got a growing audience. We smashed through over 3,000 subscribers last year, and we're hoping to reach 5 by the end of this one. Help us on our way to 5,000 subscribers. Don't forget to hit that button and help us grow. I know it's a silly metric, but the more of those we have, the better off we are, the better we'll perform. Hit those thumbs up, interact with the video, leave a comment, shout out a racer, whatever you feel like doing. It's always good to see folks tuning in and checking things out. Leave comments of your favorite moments in the race and have some discussion down below. We'd love to hear from you. At 2 to go, the field's sitting all together still, sort of in a rest and prepare mode here. Their minds are very active while their bodies slow down. This is a chance for them to think ahead to what's about to occur and also just get a bit more of the oxygen back in the tank. Prep everything, prep the system for the big move that's about to happen. And here comes a move from Karen Stern, number 208 from the Coalition Cycling Team. Not wanting to wait for the bell. A nice aggressive move here from Karen. Well before the group is up to speed. Right on the front of the field, though, is Tori. We've seen her form all night long. And no surprise to see also Scoville trying to get in the mix on this one, as she's also a proud sprinter herself out of the field. One of our younger competitors, Scoville, the rider in orange, is in 3rd position right now in this group. Here comes Williams and Tori for their final sprint, trying to hold on for this one. Tori winning the International Omnium tonight with really any points. Still get another 10, though. No problemo. 6 points for Williams, 4 for Scoville, and 2 more for Westover. Another junior. This continues to improve week by week. Charlotte looking very competitive here in the International Omnium tonight. That'll be the last lap for those riders. Nice to hear from Tyler Arnoldi also tuning in on the stream and cheering on our athletes. Hope all is well with you, Tyler. Man, we've got one more, can you believe it, We have brought down the race total by a group of taking off 5 laps here from the posted schedule. Initially, we will do a 6x5 points race as our riders come up for their final contest tonight and our last race this evening. It's the International Omnium's conclusion for the Cat 3 men. A 6x5 points race, just about ready to get started. Your leader coming into the race, bib number 315, Quinn Kennedy with 45. Keegan Fairbanks with Jerry Baker Jr.'s number 333 is in second with 41. Mike Jors, number 307, is in third with 33, and a tie with Tyrell Lacey, number 317, also with 33 points. Josh Sherfy has 32, Peter Snowben 31, Serge Malikian with 28, Jordan Green 27, Mike Westover 26, JC Pyle 22, Mike Ritter 21, Dave Branson 20, Hyun Lee 19, Stan Douglas 15. We have a did not start rider there at the bottom of our list. And off we go as they're about to hit turn 4. Oh, we're getting the signal to go around again as we had to bring one rider in still. We have a mechanical issue on the bike, it looks like again. We're going to keep it neutralized to get a rider back in. Oh, Amy's tuning in, Mike, saying, go, Mike. Getting cheered out. All right, enduring the neutral still. So, all right, we see you out there. Thanks for tuning in to support. Still there's going to be a long neutral here. We got a long time to pick out your favorite rider as we're going to get another bike seated over here for, I think it's Josh Sherfy, number 308. Needing a pit stop before we start the race. Beverage Garden's still open. The food truck's still here. I know the Esquire Ice Cream Trike would have loved for more business, but they've rolled out. It's kind of cold and late, so they're off and away. But you can't wait for ice cream on a night like tonight, let me tell you. But Postdoc Brewing Locust Cider still pouring here this evening. And of course, one more race in store for all of us. Okay, Josh is back up on the track. Cat 3s. We should be able to get this back together again and started quickly. All right, we'll get this race going in no time. We were set to have fields of about 20 last night for all of our groups. It was a real shame that the weather did not cooperate, but our start list looked great. Our Friday nights have been really bustling with a lot of riders and great attendance. A lot of folks here at the Velodrome coming to watch racing in person. It's been a really great time. We hope to carry that momentum into next week and beyond. And off we go as our riders carry on into their final race of the night. 30 to go. Cat 3 men in International Omnium, their final race tonight, the points race underway. First bell at 26 to go. The rider of the watch throughout this entire contest really has been number 315, Quinn Kennedy. 315, Quinn Kennedy is kind of mid of the group right now, wearing all white with the white helmet. They have been dominant both in the way they race and the results. Watch for things to kind of open up at any moment and for them to go on a big attack from this field. Maybe pick up a couple of consecutive sprint wins with kind of getting away from this field. And it's just been kind of a powerhouse show tonight. The other rider to watch is Keegan Fairbanks tonight. Our junior rider, Jerry Baker Jr., is in second place overall coming into this. Has been winning a lot of the sprints from the group. And if he can continue to do that tonight, he's going to end up in a good position as well. And that's rider 333 is the third wheel back. All threes for the youngster right now. And there's that racer I was talking about a moment ago, Quinn Kennedy at the very front. And there's second place rider right behind him. Mike Jor's in third overall and got the call out a bit earlier. He's mid-pack with the green, teal, I should call it more of a teal color jersey, really. Blue teal with a white helmet. He comes into the race with third overall with 33 points and a tie with Tyra Lacey, one of our riders from Liquid Velo. You can find him in the group. He's got bib number 317 on. Those are kind of our top 3-4 riders coming into this. 27 to go. Hyun Lee dancing on the pedals in front of the group for a moment. Pulls up and out of the way. Our first chance for points now, 26 to go. 26 to go. Plenty of more times around the track now as Serge Malikian, 399, runs at the blue line, will take over in the sprinter's lane. Long stretched out sprint here as everybody's kind of catching on to Serge's move, maybe a little bit later than they might have hoped. But the catch now really starting to come together as we hit turn 4. They're going to fan out and try to get their positions. A good first sprint here. Malikian down the sprinter's lane for 5. Quinn Kennedy for 3. I think it's Tyra Lacey for 2 and Fairbanks for 1. That call unofficial. Good first sprint here for the Cat 3s. I've been talking them up all preseason. It's been fun to watch the Cat 3s compete in general. And it looks like, again, they're setting up for a nice one here tonight in this International Omnium. 24 to go. That strong rider there, 315 though. Whew, at the front, look out. Fairbanks does get 1 point in the previous sprint to confirm. We'll get the points totals updates after that sprint is put into the system here in just a moment. One of the things that can really affect the Cat 3s is the upgrade status for these riders. If you win a lot of races, you get promoted. So one of our names that was shaking things up in here early in the season has already found their upgrade points and is left. So that can happen in this group. You get new riders out of the Cat 4 field frequently to keep the numbers up. You got upgraders moving into the Cat 1-2s. So this group can change throughout the season. It's a dynamic group to watch on a Friday night race series. Your points totals after that sprint with getting the most points was bib number 399, Serge Malikian. Still going to be all the way down in 4th place because there's so many riders with points in front of him, but that moves him up nicely. He's gonna try to find a few more of those if he can. The points totals leader is still Quinn Kennedy with 48. Keegan Fairbanks in 2nd with 42. Tyra Lacey in 3rd with 35. It's Jors and Malikian in a tie for 4th with 33. Then Sherfy with 32 points. Back in 6th place. Jordan Green leading the field around a little bit there. He pulls up to the blue line. There's a bit of reset. There's Mike Jors now taking over the front. He'll jump down in the sprinter's lane. Take his own little scramble. Not trying to do much more than just re-accelerate. He'll sling right back up to the top and allow things to slow down underneath him as the bell rings. 21 to go. Malikian, the winner of that previous sprint down the sprinter's lane. Here comes Peter Snoblin, not involved in the last effort, now taking over the front. The rider for AirTech Racing, number 303, now leading the action down the back straight. Malikian coming back into it a little bit here. It's still Snoblin on the lead. Malikian taking over. Look out for the riders on the right side. Whoa. Malikian, Kennedy, Lacey, and I think Sherfy were the 2 involved there in the back. Malikian continuing to chip away at the lead. He's looking good here in these sprints in the early part of the race. Can he hold on for those sprints in the back half? That's going to be the challenge. He continues to do well here early. Quinn Kennedy gets in there for, I think, 3 more, which he needs to do to stay in the lead. He doesn't want to get this, you don't want to give too much room to anybody else here tonight. It was Lacey and then Sherfy to get the 2 and the 1 point respectively. 17 and 08 come across the line 3rd and 4th for points. Your leader, Quinn Kennedy, remains in the lead after that sprint now with 51. It's 9 points back to Keegan Fairbanks sitting in second. Serge Malikian moves up into third, now with 38 points. Tyra Lacey in fourth, now with 37. That puts Mike Jors in a tie for fifth with Josh Sherfy, both with 33. 18 to go. Ryder sitting at the blue line right now, taking it a little bit easy here. Mike Westover leading the pack at 17 to go. Still plenty of time in this race to figure some things out. What's been clear so far is that Quinn Kennedy's been involved in every one of these sprints and continues to build on their lead pretty effectively. I think it's a 9-point separation now, as they've looked pretty tough to beat in nearly all these contests tonight. A rider coming into this in second, Keegan Fairbanks, not involved in the previous sprint at all. Gonna need to figure out how to get some more points the next time for sure. And already trying to figure that out right now. The entire field's still sitting behind Westover here, sitting very high. Nobody wants to take any pull here. As the bell's ringing, Malikian again. Riding this points race pretty masterfully. A nice position and attack, and look at the gap he's opened up here. Josh Sherfy from the front of the field might be riding an uncomfortable rear wheel there, as he's had to have a couple of change-outs to keep the tire filled up tonight. But he's going to run at it. Serge getting caught here. It looks like Sherfy will be in position for 5. Serge for 3. Snoblin 2. And there is your race leader, number 315. They're still able to find 1. Very valuable point there. But look out. One more of those, and Serge Malikian might just surge right up into second place, if you know what I'm saying. An impressive set of sprints there for him in the last couple of efforts. If he can have maybe just 1 or 2 more of those. Your leader, Quinn Kennedy with 52. They picked up 1 more in the previous sprint. Keegan Fairbanks out of it again, not able to get any more points. Still in second, though, with 42. Here comes Serge Malikian with 41 in third place, just 1 point back now. Sherfy with 38. Lacey with 37. There's your top 5. And everybody, it's a small group now. They've lost a few from where they started. It's been a long night. It's actually quite a few laps, especially now with how big a group they are. They're saying, you know what, let's just take it easy. Everybody's going to sit behind Quinn up there at the rail. Take it nice and easy here for a little bit before we restart the next sprint. The push and the announcements for the Grand Prix will be coming out very soon. You can find information about the 2024 Grand Prix already online. We've got a slightly new set of sponsors, but a very similar race format, cash purse prize, lots of great merchandise, and another great event coming up this summer. Again, registration happens exclusively through our website. Announcements and all of the push out for that will be coming very soon, as we're nearly to the 50 days until the Grand Prix mark. Please stay tuned at JB Velodrome, our socials, and of course on the website. You can check the page for more information by heading to the website or the racing tab, special events. You can see all of our special events right there. If you want to keep track of all things going on, don't forget to also head to velodrome.org/calendar. Get subscribed to all the calendars there so you can keep up to date with all the things happening here at the track. We have separate calendars for all of our different things, including all of the educational courses that we offer here, our training times, our race nights, our special events, and more. Check it out at velodrome.org/calendar. Now we watch turn 3 and 4 with Westover kind of just barely pushing away from the field. As the bell's ringing, Josh Sherfy looks like he's ready to jump. Number 308 leading the field in between the blue and the red line right now. Here comes Jors now running at the blue line, trying to take over the lead. That sprinter's lane going to be swallowed up here as Jors leading things out right now. Here comes Quinn Kennedy in the all white right next door. And Fairbanks is finally ready to get back in for some points. It says it's time to go. I can't let this thing get away from me. Trying to make a jump out of here. Here comes Quinn Kennedy taking over at the front. Ooh. Yee. Quinn Kennedy for 5. Sherfy, I think, barely 3. Fairbanks 2. That's unofficial for sure. Jors finds 1 point. And 9 to go. See a little bit of a break here at the front, not much, but those 4 are just keeping the tempo up just a little faster maybe than the back half of the group was hoping for. So starting to pull things apart just a bit, as it looks like now a couple more varietals will commit to that tempo and get right back up into it. Quinn Kennedy, 57 points as your race leader. 13 points ahead of the next closest rider, which happens to be Fairbanks in second with 44 now after that last sprint. Malikian in third in a tie with Sherfy, both with 41 points. Lacey with 37 in fifth. Our group coming back together again. This is good news for Malikian. Maybe he was still trying to figure out some way to get ahead of Fairbanks in the finishing order. But Fairbanks also getting active in that last sprint, very importantly, was able to build a couple points, cushion for himself as well. Westover just allowed to cruise away here at 7 to go. We're in the Taco Time Northwest jersey. And number 308 is Josh Sherfy for the Coalition team. Quick to re-accelerate the group here, not wanting Westover to do anything too fancy. We're nearly there, folks. If you're still hanging out enjoying the racing, you're pulling a long one for us this tonight here. I know it's cold. It is not the most pleasant of evenings, but the racing has been really good despite the weather not being the most pleasant. Our riders have been pushing through the conditions. We're almost to the big payoff, to the big finish. We just got a bell for our second to last sprint of the night. Currently being led out by Westover as the rest of the field kind of sitting on his wheel. But we know he's about to get taken over here as Fairbanks brings things up to speed. I believe that's Lacey on his wheel, as Tyrell not really in any of the sprints yet since this race has started. Time for him to get active as well. Fairbanks leading this out, though, trying to get 5. Fairbanks and Lacey to the line. Fairbanks 5, Lacey 3, Snowblin 2, and Quinn Kennedy almost out of the points that time, manages to find 1. Good last-minute effort there, and oh man, I thought for a second they're going to be sitting up, but no, they are on their way. Here goes Quinn Kennedy now, just carrying the momentum out of that sprint. Nobody's there to help. I don't know, no one's going to be there. Looking over the shoulder, nothing there. So they are on their own. This could be the big finish here for Quinn. Now, already up pretty big in the points, but this would be a great way to finish. Nice solo effort at 4 to go. The infield giving some encouragement as they are going to need it. 4 to go. An important move there for Fairbanks to get some points again. The cushion is built up even more, securing second place, The points total is now Quinn Kennedy at 58 points in first, Keegan Fairbanks in second with 49, Malikian and Sherfy still in a tie with 41. Tyra Lacey moves up to 40 points in fifth. So Lacey might be making a run for third place now himself if he can find a nice place in that last sprint. If he can come across the line second or third in that last sprint, he may very well move up into third place. So Tyrell's trying to figure out how to do that one. That's 3:17 right in the middle of this group. 3 to go. They're a half lap back from Quinn, who's, again, I talked about their strength and their endurance earlier. They have the ability to just really go, and doing it right now as the field is sitting at the blue line, allowing even more of a gap to open up. It is guaranteed at this stage. Quinn Kennedy's got the 10 locked and loaded. As the field not really interested in catching this powerhouse rider tonight, demonstrating the kind of motor that they've got. No bell ringing, but Serge Malikian says, why not make another run at it here? Had a nice window out of turn 4. 2 to go. Pretty big move here for Serge again. They also could find some good points in this last sprint and end up in 3rd place, so that's a good battle for 3rd here. You can hear the bell ringing for Quinn Kennedy, wrapping this race up on the way to being your champ tonight in the International Omnium. And the field now sitting wide. Who's going to take the next jump here? Fairbanks basically has 2nd place wrapped up. It's a race for 3rd. Who's going to go for it? Jors finds a window. Ooh. Tyro Lacey shaking his head, trying to find somewhere to go and could not get there. The window closed down quickly and ended up having to go kind of underneath Jordan Green for a second. Got back up onto the track. Okay. Jors leading out the sprint. Here comes Jordan Green. Your winner tonight, though. Quinn Kennedy coming across the line with a great race and a good series overall today. Jordan Green leading out the sprint. Who wants to come across the line next? Tyro Lacey trying to come in for some good points. Ooh, Jordan Green, Tyro Lacey, and Fairbanks. Keegan will come across for 2, I believe. Jordan Green getting 6 gives Tyro Lacey 4. Lacey getting 4 points should put him into 3rd place after that sprint. All right, and with that, we are going to start closing down action here at the track. That was our final race of the night. If you're on the live stream enjoying the show, either rewatching it or you're here live with us, thank you so much for tuning in. If you liked what you saw, please give a thumbs up. If you really loved what you saw, don't forget to hit the subscription button down there. Any subscribes we get helps us on our campaign to hit 5,000 by the end of the summer. And if you enjoyed a moment, don't forget to leave a comment down there. Either shout somebody out or say your favorite thing you saw today. We'd love to see it. We'd love to hear it. If you made your way out to the velodrome, my goodness, thank you for sticking out for the rest of the night with us. It's been a chilly one, but I've said it more than once. Still some really great moments of racing tonight, despite some smaller fields. It was a great night to say we are officially into regular season racing. A couple riders are going to be walking out of here with some leaders jerseys. It's happening, folks. We're into 2024 regular season racing. Welcome, and we're excited to have you back for some more great racing here at the Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome.